It's raining and it hasn't rained in quite a while. I don't think I realised how long it's been since I've like been out in the rain. And yeah, it's not ideal and I wasn't prepared because my bag, I had my tote bag and I went shopping and it wasn't ideal, but I love it. And I love it even more now that I'm home and I could just like cozy in for the night and just listen to the rain. It's so nice. So what I'm gonna do is I'm first gonna shower. I cannot wait. There's just something so nice about showering after you've been out in the rain. I can't wait. And then I'm gonna do whatever else I want. It doesn't really matter. I've decided I'm not gonna wash my hair today, and it has been a while since I've washed my hair, but when it's raining, I can get away with a little bit more, and I'd rather not wash my hair tonight, only for it to then get wet in the morning. So instead, I'm thinking on Saturday. And I think my hair will last. Like, it doesn't feel bad. It probably is a bit, like, looks a bit wet now. That's because of the rain. But it doesn't feel, like, greasy or oily or anything. So if it feels fine, why not? So I'm just gonna enjoy the heat of the shower. And then, as I say, do very little else the rest of the evening. I have a couple of YouTube videos I want to watch. Maybe edit something if I feel like it, but I don't have to. Do the dishes, but it's not terrible. And, you know, nothing else. I have no other commitments. It's lovely. It's so nice. I slept really funny last night. I went to bed reasonably early, like 11, so not super early, but earlier than usual for me. And I slept quite well. I don't think I got up in the night. Or maybe I did. Maybe I got up around 3 and in my head I was like, oh, I've still got another 4 hours to sleep. Amazing. But then, like, kind of before I woke up, I had this dream that I got shot, like, in the shoulder. And the weird thing was, it didn't hurt, but I could sense that the way I was sleeping, I didn't dare to move because I was worried because the bullet had like lodged in here. And in my dream, like no one would operate on it for whatever reason. And so like I didn't want to move my arm at all because I figured any movement would hurt. Very odd. But yeah, it felt very realistic. It was very strange. And in my dream, because I was waiting to like be operated on, I couldn't get to work. And then I felt really guilty about not having called my like managers to say that I couldn't get into work. It was very, very realistic actually, that bit. But anyway, I then woke up at like, call it 7, maybe it was like 6:50, I don't know. And I could have got up then. And I tried to, I sort of sat up and then I was like, but I've set my alarm, I'm trying something. I'm trying to give myself less time in the mornings because I always leave earlier or I'm ready earlier than I need to be. I used to give myself an hour, then I made it 50 minutes, then I made it 40, and today I was really trying to do 30, which did feel risky, but equally I knew there was so little for me to do. I had to have breakfast and get changed. That was it. I had my lunch already at work. I had it ready. I'd put it there the day before. And I was still feeling tired, so I figured I'm gonna try and go back to sleep. And I did. Like, I properly went back to sleep for those 20, 30, 40 minutes. And then my alarm went off and I got up and it was fine. The only thing was it was cold and so that made it like hard to get dressed. But aside from that, it was fine, which is great. Really nice to know that I can just get ready in half. I could probably, like, if I really challenge myself, I could probably get ready in about 12 to 15 minutes, maybe even less. But I don't like being stressed in the morning. But half an hour feels safe, like it feels pretty good, so I might try that again tomorrow. But yeah, I'm gonna have my evening, and I might speak to you at some point. I couldn't find any reduced bread today, but I did see garlic bread, and we were talking about garlic bread at work, and I haven't had it in a while, by my standards. And I've seen people have garlic bread with their soup before. I've never done it, but I've seen it be a thing. So I'm gonna try that tonight. I'm gonna try half a garlic bread with my soup and see how I feel. But that's not yet. It's only like not even 6 yet, so definitely still got some time before supper. But I may give you my verdict when we get there. But first, shower. I'm so excited. I haven't put the heating on in here yet, but that's because I'm still managing. It's not freezing, and I kind of want to wait until I get so cold that I really feel I need to have it on. But it does mean that I'm even more excited to get into the shower and then into cozy pajamas and like under the duvets. I can't wait. I cannot wait. So I'll see you in a bit after all that. Yay! Hello. I have got my lunch. It's much later than, oh not lunch, supper, later than I was anticipating to be eating. It's 8:45 and I really thought it would be earlier, but it's fine. And I've got my soup here steaming like mad, as you can probably see, and I've also got half a garlic bread. And I'm gonna try this thing. I don't know if I've mentioned yet, but the soup has been growing on me. Every day I'm eating it, I'm liking it a bit more. I have had it with bread every day and with loads of tippets, which definitely makes a difference, but at least, you know, I'm enjoying it. I've spent the last little bit of time in parts editing, in part watching YouTube videos, and in parts playing games on my phone, which I don't love, but equally, like, I'm not going to say I regret it, because I don't feel like there was anything else I needed to be doing instead, and it was nice to just, like, turn off my brain. But now, is the moment of truth. That's steaming a lot as well. I don't know how I feel about this. If I don't like it, I'm just gonna eat the soup and the garlic bread separate, and that's fine. It's all very hot. It's weird. I think it's not the right soup for it, to be honest. And I think because I already feel a bit funny about the soup, it's like not 100% working, but I'm not completely against it either, so I probably will continue eating it with the soup. Yeah, I'm not completely against it. I'm gonna continue eating this and watching some YouTube, and I will see you later. Hello, Shavuot Tov. It is about 7 o'clock, and I am about to pop some food in the oven, so I'm gonna be walking back and forth. No, it's not the healthiest food. No, I don't care. Yes, my baking tray is quite dirty and it needs a thorough clean, but I'm not going to do that today. I can't remember the last time I spoke to you. I've had a pretty good week. I saw a friend on Monday, I saw a friend on Tuesday, and then Wednesday night I went to my grandma's. I don't know if I spoke to you when I got back from there, but it was actually a really nice night, much nicer than I was expecting. And then on Thursday and Friday, actually, work was fairly good, fairly chill, pretty, you know, easy, fun, good, nice. And then last night I went to my grandma's for supper for Friday night, which was nice. And then today I had a day off doing absolutely nothing. And you know what? I considered going to shul today. I could have. It was not as wet or windy as I was worried it was going to be. And that was going to be my excuse for not going. And I had no reason not to go, but I just didn't. And I'm a bit like, I wish I had. Like, I got up early enough that I wasn't going to be, wasting my morning, but also I had nothing else planned the rest of the day, so I could have gone and then done whatever I wanted the rest of the day. And it's not the end of the world that I didn't go, but I think it would have been a good week to go. But it's fine. But the problem I've discovered now, having had a couple of Saturdays to myself, which I do love, but the problem is that I just waste it. Not completely, because on the one hand, like, rest is important and having a day to just do nothing and also catch up on house stuff, that's very important. But on the other hand, like, I don't need a whole day. This is my problem. I'm constantly flip-flopping between, like, being too busy and not getting any rest or any break or any time to catch up on, like, life stuff, and then not being busy enough and, like, literally one day off a week. I'm already like, no, I'm bored. So I don't know. I think it's also probably harder because I can't, like, obviously use my computer to film or edit stuff, so that does contribute. I could have started reading and I didn't do that, and I have no reason why not. I could have sung a cappella and I didn't, and I even told myself I would today, but I didn't. I don't know, I feel like it's a shame that I've not done very much with my day, but I also know that, like, it's good for me. I don't know, because it doesn't feel good. It feels like I'm just like, ugh, you know? But I did wash my hair this evening, so that was good. I'm very glad to have done that. And the curls are looking pretty curly. That's always fun. And then tomorrow, I think I'm finishing work around 2, and I'm really hoping to catch up with my Australian friend after that. I think I mentioned already that I was meant to see her on Wednesday and she wasn't well, and she hasn't been well since, but she texted me to say she is on the mend, so hopefully she'll be okay tomorrow. I don't know yet where we're going to meet or what we're going to do or anything like that, but I would just love to see her and to catch up. But this might be the end of this vlog. I don't know. I feel like it makes sense to end it here, but I don't know how much footage I have since the last time I uploaded a vlog. Oh, but that's one thing I should say. Yesterday, I came home around 3, call it, and Shabbat came in around 4. And in that hour, I have essentially planned out my entire YouTube, like, timeline, I guess, until the middle of June. And I know you're probably watching this at the end of March, maybe, but I am filming this on the 10th of January. So that's kind of crazy. Like, I've got, 5 months planned. But just because I've got things planned doesn't mean I've edited or filmed the things I need. So there's definitely a lot of filming that I need to do, but a lot I can't do yet. Like, a lot of it is just going to be vlogs that will happen as and when I film them. I think from, not April, I think from May, I'm going to start doing 2 vlogs a week, just to catch up until, you know, things just sort of recorrect themselves. Because as I say, I'm filming this early January and you're watching it end of March. And that's just, like, too long a gap for my liking. Anyway, I'm going to get this food on, and then we'll see what else we do. But that is all for now. Oh, in fact, this might be the end of the vlog. We'll see. Bye! Hello. I've just come in from work a bit later than I was meant to. My friend said she's probably going to come around 5, which actually I'm quite pleased about because it gives me some time to... I don't even need to sort the house, but just to do stuff. I need to have lunch. I don't really want to have lunch. I'm not feeling very hungry, but I should have lunch. And then I think I'm going to make some cookies. For the last week or so, I keep thinking about all these things I want to make, including cookies or other, you know, treats. And then I tell myself, no, I don't want to do that because my New Year's resolution is a new recipe per month. And if I use up all my recipes in January, then I'm going to have nothing else to cook the rest of the year. Which I feel like kind of defeats the purpose of resolutions, because it's not supposed to be stopping you from doing stuff. It should be encouraging you to do whatever you want to make a change on. And in this case, that's baking and cooking more. And the way I've put it in my notebook is just checkboxes, just 12 checkboxes. So I can just do 12 recipes. It doesn't need to be one a month. I just said one a month so that I had something to hold me more accountable, but if I do more, like there might be months where I don't get a chance to bake anything or cook or whatever. So point is, I'm gonna try a new recipe and I'm gonna tick it off and count it as part of my resolution. I literally clicked on the first recipe I found, which is not the one. I have a recipe for chocolate chip cookies at home, like in Australia. And next time I go, I do need to take a picture of it so that I've got it for myself. But the first one I clicked on was from the Good Food recipe website. And I didn't even look at the steps or anything. I just looked at the ingredients and it was all things I had, so I'm gonna go for it. The only thing is I didn't know if I had enough flour, so I did buy some more flour and I bought some more like chocolate to break into chunks because that's cheaper than buying chocolate chips. I am shocked by how expensive chocolate chips are. So I've got those two things. I also bought myself some honey because I ran out, and I've also bought some foil because yesterday I practically used it all up and I want to not run out of that. And I can't decide if I just want to like jump right in and get started with it or if I should have lunch first. Or if I want to get changed, because I'm wearing jeans and I'm still wearing my work uniform. And a part of me is like, I wouldn't mind being a little bit cozier. But I don't know, I'm gonna have a think. I might put you on my big tripod if we do this. And I will see you shortly. The only other thing is all the baking stuff is on the top shelf of our cupboard, which I can't usually reach. So that's gonna be a bit of a struggle too. Maybe I should do that first. I don't know. Let me think. I'm gonna have a think. got so close to it all being okay. Actually, we didn't. We definitely had some issues that we encountered along the way. I think the worst thing was that I hadn't taken it out. Basically, it said put on a wire rack to cool, and I don't have a wire rack, or at least not, I didn't think I did. And basically, usually I just put it on a plate or something, but when it's like cupcakes or something, it's still not ideal, but it's okay because you can kind of get away with it. But I just thought with biscuits, it might not work. And then I was trying to think, what can I use? And I was going to search it, and in the end I didn't. And finally I thought of the one that's just in the oven that I wasn't using. But unfortunately it had already been in the oven when it was preheated, so it could not go anywhere else. It had to go on this like hob area, which is also where I had to put the finished cookies. So it was a bit messy, but on the whole, once I figured it out, once it cooled down and I could transfer it to the fridge, it was fine. But then obviously you saw what happened at the end there. This recipe says it makes 20, well, it makes 10 and I doubled it, but I think I've got way more than 20 here. And like, I made the last batch huge because I had loads left and I just didn't want to have to split it into 2 more batches. But let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So that's 13 big ones from the last batch alone. And as I say, that was the biggest. Then I'm going to transfer the rest as I count them. 14, 15, 32, 33. That's a lot. That's way more than, like, I could have done half. But it's fine. I just hope they taste okay. I do want to point out, it has taken me about 2 hours to do this. Now, admittedly, obviously I had to do 3 batches of 10 minutes, so that's already half an hour. And then chopping up the chocolate, yes, it is cheaper, but oh my goodness, each 100 grams took me 10 minutes. I checked on my camera. And because I'd only bought 2 bars of 100 grams, I had some chocolate chips, so I used those. But that's another 20 minutes. So in total, out of the 2 hours, it's an hour 10. But still, that feels like way more. That it should not have, well, it was probably a bit less because I didn't start, you know, exactly at 2. But it definitely, I think it said like 10-minute prep time. It was definitely more than that. Although again, like I did take time to get the things and everything. So maybe it was okay. I don't know. I just sincerely hope it tastes good. So let me try. I have eaten lots of the raw dough. I haven't tried the actual thing yet. Let's see. It's nice and soft on the inside and the flavour is good. The only thing, and I realised this while I was chopping the chocolate, I prefer milk chocolate to dark, and I should have done it with milk chocolate bars. Overall, it's good. I would have liked it to be more gooey rather than just like, I don't know, this is soft and chewy, but it's not gooey. And in fact, I think it'll probably get harder the more it cools, so that's a shame. But at least I'm not disappointed. And I've been able to do almost all the dishes, which is great. So I think I'm now going to just tidy the floor, because so much ended up on the floor. And I think my friend will be here in about 45 minutes, although she hasn't messaged yet to say she's left. So it might be longer, but that's okay. I don't actually mind because this took so much more time than I was expecting, so I don't mind if she comes a bit later. All right, I'll see you in a bit. Hi. It is almost 10 o'clock, and my friend just left. It was really, really lovely seeing her. It was so nice. But she came in, I hugged, we were excited, blah, blah, blah. She walked in, she looked at the table, I decorated it all nicely, as you saw. And she was like, oh, wow, did you make those? And I said, yes. And she said, wow, are they vegan? And I can't tell you how much my heart broke. She's told me she's vegan. I knew she was vegan. And it just disappeared. And I honestly almost cried. I was so upset. In the end, she was happy enough to eat some just because she figured they've been made already. Like, she doesn't want to contribute to, like, buying things, consuming, or like buying, yeah, consumerism is what I was going to say. But seeing as they've already been made, she said, like, that's fine. But I'm so upset. I mean, I'm over the worst of it now, but when she said that, I just, like, I could feel my heart drop and just, like, everything. Oh, I'm such an idiot. Ah! Anyway, we had a lovely time. She was here for very many hours and it was really nice. And I'm hoping I'll see her tomorrow after work. And if not, maybe on Wednesday, but we shall see. But I think I'm now going to fry some egg because I've got some rice left over from my grandma's. And I'm going to make enough egg fried rice, well, however much egg fried rice I can make and use that for lunches over the next few days, however many it gives me. And then beyond that, I need to sort my food out because I have now used up all the soup that was in the fridge. I do still have some in the freezer, but all the soup that was in the fridge. And I have practically no other, like, food. I still have 1 garlic bread, and I've got, like, lettuce and peppers and whatever. And I do still have potatoes to use, but I don't have, like, food for supper. So I need tomorrow after work to go to the shop and buy some things. But I haven't yet figured out what. Anyway, I'm going to do all this. I don't think I'm going to do it on camera because I'm actually quite tired. And I just want to do it and then hop into bed, I think. Not that I'm going to go to sleep, but just like, you know, wind down. I had such a lovely time with my friend, but I do think like now that she's left, I'm like, wow, I'm actually quite tired. But I will leave it there and I will see you probably tomorrow. Bye. Okay, I'm finally about to go into the IKEA on Oxford Street. I've been wanting to do this since I heard it was opening, and finally it's gonna happen. I'm meeting my friend there. I'm very excited.
Absolutely. Is it a video?
Yeah. That's my friend. Hello. IKEA was good, but I didn't get to spend as long there as I wanted, and I didn't get to walk around quite as much because by the time I joined my friend, she was with her cousin and they'd already done everything because I finished work late. Well, actually I finished work on time, but it was the first time it's been on time in a long while, so I thought I'd be finished earlier. But it was still nice. It was nice to like go in, and I definitely intend to like go back and properly look around. I like the idea of going with Wayne, so I might see if there's ever a day we've both got free that we can do that. But also, oh my gosh, it's so cheap, the food. I didn't actually get anything, both of them did because they were going on to the theatre after, and like it was shockingly cheap. I don't know if I spoke about this, I'm sure I did. When I was living in Greece, at some point, one of my colleagues introduced me to the IKEA vegetarian meatballs. There was an IKEA like 45 minutes to an hour away from where we lived, and every so often people would go up and they would buy the IKEA meatballs for me, the vegetarian ones, and they would buy Dime chocolate. And those were two things I just absolutely lived on that season. So I went in very much hoping that I'd be able to buy them, and I couldn't see them anywhere. And I said, do you stock these? And they said that they did, and they pointed me in the right direction, and I went there and I couldn't find them. And so then I asked another person, and they said, well, if they're not there, they're going to be out of stock today. And I said, okay, but do you usually stock them? And they said yes. So I'm going to have to go back for that as well because I loved those vegetarian meatballs. And I was actually thinking recently about the fact that I haven't had vegetarian meatballs in a long time. And to be fair, like when I ate meat, I never liked meatballs. But I like those vegetarian ones, and it would just be a nice change. Like I'm constantly trying to find more fake meats and like vegetarian alternatives. So if I can access those, that would be great. I am now frying up some vegetarian shawarma because I've made some roast potatoes and this to go with it. It's not the most inspiring meal. I'm glad to be using up some potatoes because these are still from like the Christmas lot. To be honest, I'm not that hungry, but I just, and there was an offer on for vegetarian meat. I think, I didn't realise, but apparently it's because it's Veganuary. I didn't even think about that. But apparently all the shops have got various deals on. So listen, I'm gonna have this. It'll be fine. It's like loaded wedges, but like the weaker version. To be fair, my potatoes actually look okay. So fingers crossed they taste okay. And yeah, I'm just heating this up. I did a little bit of work when I got home, and now I think I'm just gonna try and watch some stuff. I'm quite tired, which is annoying. What's the time? Oh, it is 9:15. But still, even like when I was on the tube home, I was feeling tired. And it's not fair because I went to bed early yesterday. I went to bed at like 11:15. And I woke up reasonably late, like at 7:30 today. So I don't know why. It doesn't make sense. But I am. So that's annoying. But anyway, I'm gonna continue doing this and then chill. And I'm definitely going to see you tomorrow because I'm going to Ballet Shoes, which I'm very excited to see. I know very little of. I've heard good reviews, and I've got a pretty good seat, I think. So I am looking forward to it, and I'm sure I will bring you along with me and share my thoughts at the time. But I don't think I'll see you before then. So until tomorrow evening. Bye!